Hello and welcome to Horologique. Today we're going to be seeing the unboxing of the Cigadesign T-Series. And this watch, I promise, is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's actually the unboxing of a real UFO, and what's more, of a translucent UFO. I first wanted to show you the box in which this watch comes, because with Cigadesign, the box and presentation is always very important and very carefully and nicely done. And as you can see, the watch is perfectly well protected, and you can see the skeletonized dial from the front of the box and from the back of the box. Okay, let's take this plastic off. Like the Z series that I unboxed a while back, this box is made to look also like a book with simile pages, which is a very nice touch for the price point, which is 85 euros. The presentation is just impeccable, very nice attention to detail. And here it is. I went all crazy on this one because I said to myself, it's such a crazy watch that let's go ahead and get the red strap. And didn't I tell you before that it was unlike anything you and I have ever seen before? Look at that. First thing you notice when you pick up the watch is its extreme lightness. This is due to the plastic construction, which makes that the watch is only 39 grams. It doesn't feel at all sturdy, unlike the previous Z series that I reviewed. This feels a bit toy-like, I would say. This watch is actually just a movement suspended on this strange casing. Okay, so the case is a 44 millimeter in diameter. It is 13.3 millimeters in height, and the log-to-log is actually exactly the same as the diameter, as this is a round watch with a logless design. The strap is a 20 millimeter and it does not taper, and the buckle is signed Cigadesign. So the logless design makes that the strap is directly attached into the case, and there's actually no way to change straps unless you disassemble the case, which I don't know how to do at the moment. And let's talk about this crystal/shroud. And Cigadesign say that this is the TR90, and it's the same material that is used in astronaut visors, and that it's very resistant, as it's supposed to resist temperatures up to 245 degrees Celsius. And they say that it's very scratch resistant. I have a few scratches here that show that that's not the case. Let's now talk about the movement, because it's the main attraction of this watch. And the movement is a seagull movement with 19 joules and 40 hours of power reserve, and it's a 21,600 beat per hour. The accuracy of the movement is stated at -15 to +30 seconds in 24 hours. And the movement is custom made for this watch by Seagull, and it's the ST1646K. As you can see, it's pretty well decorated with some blued screws. The rotor is skeletonized and has a little bit of decoration, a little bit of radial brushing. The hands are pretty much the same hands than the ones on the Z series, but they don't have that loomed chevron. There is absolutely no loom on this watch. And the crown, Cigadesign calls these a pineapple design crown, but it's pretty grippy and pretty big, so you'll have no trouble winding that. The winding is very high pitched. The nice thing is that the crown is signed Cigadesign. The Cigadesign branding is applied at the bottom right of the dial, and it's applied on one of the plates directly, And if you manage to see, in order to help with legibility, you have a graduated ring around the movement, which is graduated with the hour markers, with the minute markers, and even with some smaller markers for you to be able to precisely tell the time. Here's how the watch wears on my 6.5 inch, 16.5 centimeter diameter wrist. And as you can see, even though it's a quite large watch at 44 millimeters, you don't notice that because you only see the movement. So it's though you were wearing a watch that is only as wide as the movement, which is around 31 millimeters wide. And that's what makes this a very interesting watch. Take a look at that. There's been many watches during the years that have this whole transparent skeletonized look, but this is it's unlike anything I've seen before, with its almost invisible. It just looks like a movement floating in there. Okay, so my first impressions of this watch, I have been given them here and there during the video. I couldn't help myself. But okay, let's start by the pluses. Although this watch will not appeal to everybody, you have to admit that it wins points on originality. So the other thing I liked is that movement that is pretty well done with the blued screws. The other thing to like, as usual with Cigadesign, is a presentation. For 85 euros, you get a presentation worthy of a watch several times of the price. It's just beautifully made, and this would make an amazing gift if only for the presentation. Okay, and things that I liked less so far. And first of all, it's the plasticky, toy-like sensation when holding the watch. It's very light. I don't like to say this, but it feels just like cheap plastic. And I wouldn't call this a QC issue, but the fact that mine arrived mildly scratched at the center, yeah, that doesn't leave a nice impression. I'm negatively surprised that Cigadesign let that go through. Usually they're very careful with these kind of details. It's something that you cannot buff out very easily. I will try that and I'll see how it goes. So there you go. A very quick unboxing today, but I really had to show you firsthand this amazing UFO. So thank you very much for having watched. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help a lot. Thank you again for watching, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Goodbye.